button.
Good morning. We're gonna check on the tub. So you do this once a week, and anytime that you're gonna get in, all right? You want to just make sure the water's safe. So when you open the lid, the first thing you look for, you look at the water. Is it nice and clear? If it's nice and clear, that's a good sign. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up, and I'm gonna turn it on. Come over here and so the little button with the drop on it, you sometimes have to hit it a few times. Got to wake up this one. And then it says start. That runs a 20-minute cycle. All right, so while it's running, I'm going to take the measurement. I brought out the bucket of chemicals and test things, which you won't need most of those. There may be two things that you need in there. All right. Then this testing. All right, so here's the testing kit. And we open that up. We're going to check out our little test tube guy and a little lid for it. And I took out all of the chemicals that you don't need. All right, so it's not so confusing. First thing you do is yellow, and that is the chlorine. I'll check the chlorine. So I use this little scooper with some water, and just fill this up to the first mark, 25 centiliters, I think. So you fill it up to about that halfway mark. And then a little yellow guy with a tiny scoop. Tiny scoop. You put 2 tiny scoops of this powder in the water. The water should turn pink. Because it's powder, I'm going to shake it up a little bit. It's not very pink, so I'm going to say the chlorine is fairly low in there. And then we're going to take this next one. This is just an extra powder, okay? And we're going to drip in, and we're going to count by twos. I'm going to count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. All right, it's actually not 10, it's 1. 1 part per million, and it changed color. It went to clear. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 1 part per million. What we want is about 3 parts per million. But 1 to 5 is safe to use. So you're safe to use the way and I'll show you how to increase the chlorine. It's over here on the dial. In fact, let's just go ahead and do that. Let's say you're going to use sorry, Rohan. We press this thing, and see that I've got the chlorine set on 1. Maybe we should set it on 2. So I'm just going to touch it once. And that's all. So it will make a little more chlorine. I'm just going to put it. Here we go. All right. So the next thing we do is we skip over here to green. Green is the alkalinity. We've got to do alkalinity first. So I'm going to pour out this water. And again, we're going to fill this up to about the halfway line. Yeah. All right, so the first, I'm going to go from front to back, number 7, R7. I'm going to put 2 drops in. Then we have the indicator, the green, 5 drops of green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Swirl that around. You have green water. Now we're going to count with number 9 by 10s. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Swirl it around so we get a change. Oh, there. Change. It's still a little green, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
50, 60, 70. Turn pink. So this is right around 70 parts per million, and the target's 8. 70 is fine. We don't need to do anything. But if it is too low, take our old friend baking soda and put in 2 teaspoons. So there's a 2 teaspoon one, and just go ahead. Sometimes it'll be around 50 or so usually, but I just checked it a few days ago. So there's not much happening there. And then we'll pour that out. The next thing we're going to check is pH. Now the reason if I had added baking soda, I would want to use a new scoop of water, right? Because that will affect the pH. All right, so for pH, we're going to fill it up to the top line. All right, pH is the red. We just do 5 drops of red. And it's so full, I put a lid on it. And then we hold that up to something sort of white, and we look at the color here and match it across here. Rohan, what do you think? Is it about 7, 8?
Yeah, I'd say.
Or 8?
I'd say it's more 7, 8.
Okay.
It's only dark enough to be 8.
So the target is 7.4. So it's a little too basic. We need to decrease. So here we have pH decreaser. And we will put in about 1.5 teaspoons, which is usually enough. You know, it's not a big tub. It doesn't take a lot. About and you can let them run for a couple of minutes and test again, but it should be right. And that's all. That is all. You know, the decreaser and the baking soda should be all you use. Now, once a week, like on Saturday or Sunday, grab this enhanced shock and put in 1.5 teaspoons. Just 1.5 teaspoons, toss that in there, let it run. And you can actually use the tub like 30 minutes later because it's not chlorine. If it's chlorine shock, you can't use the tub for like 24 hours. But this stuff is good. It just keeps the water nice and clean. And so you're ready to swim. That's all. Just a note about water levels. You're okay. I'm just going to turn this off. If the tub gets too low, you'll want to add some water. And I try to keep the water just right up here under this pillow. That's a good line. You want it above the jets. And the temperature in wintertime, I set it at 101. I've got it now at, I think, 92. But it's 98 because it's so hot outside.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the reason this green light is not on. It's because the temperature isn't matching up with the set point. But there's nothing I can do. It's just hot outside.
It's just hot.
And that's all there is. So you only need to do the test before you get in. And if you're or once a week. And that's all there is.
All right.
And I'll write it up on a piece of paper too.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right.